Good evening, board members and staff. The October 9th, 2019 meeting of the Municipal Code Enforcement Board is called to order. Richard Schmidt is chairman. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Ladies and gentlemen, the Municipal Code Enforcement Board is charged with conducting hearings to determine whether an alleged violation of the city code has occurred. Decisions made by the quasi-judicial board will be based on the evidence and facts presented tonight. Our meetings are conducted in accordance with Robert's Rules of Order, and each case will begin with the city presenting its evidence of the alleged violation. The respondent will then present his or her case. Both parties will have an opportunity to cross-examine witnesses. The board members may ask questions of any witness. Comments by both parties must be relevant to the case. Persons wishing to speak will be given an opportunity to do so by the chairman and must address the board from the podium after giving their name and address. Upon request, copies of materials submitted by the staff are available for review. Board members are reminded to obtain permission to speak from the chair, and questions of the city should be directed to the attorney for the city. At this time, I will ask all persons who expect to give testimony tonight to stand and be sworn in by the city clerk.
Please raise your right hand. Do you swear or affirm that the testimony or evidence you're about to give or present is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
I do.
Cases will be taken in order with the exception of case number 2. Case number 4 will be taken at the same time. They're the same property.
That's 4518, and what's the other one?
Uh, 4912. Yes.
Okay, 4518 and 4912.
Yes.
All right, thank you.
Okay. Call for has everyone received a copy of the minutes?
Yes.
Are there any additions, changes? Call for a motion.
So moved? Second.
Motion approved and second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? No nays. We're going to start with the ex parte.
Ex parte communications. At this time, I would like to ask the board members if they have had any ex parte communications regarding any matters coming before the Code Enforcement Board this evening. If you have had verbal communications, please disclose the sum and substance of the communications, when and where the communications occurred, and with whom it occurred. If you have received any written communications, please disclose the nature of the communications and provide it to the city clerk, me, to be filed in the record.
I've had none.
I've had none.
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 Our board attorney is absent tonight because he's taking his wife to the airport and is unable to be here, but it's a short evening, so hopefully we can handle it. And if not, Mrs. Schoen is here to help us out.
Sounds good.
First case, please.
Case number 194296, City versus Ramja LLC for the property located at 13280 North 56th Street. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 1459, local business tax required. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Officer Lori Smith. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members. Lori Smith, Code Compliance. This case originated from Director Baroni on August the 1st, 2019, when I was instructed to conduct a check of the local business tax for the entire 56th Street Professional Plaza. My inspection revealed that Desired Image Business had not obtained a local business tax since 2015. I met with Jennifer Santiago that same day and hand-delivered a door hanger with the reinspection date of August the 16th, 2019. A check with Sarah at customer service noted no change, therefore a notice of violation was prepared on the 29th of August and was hand-delivered by me with the compliance date of September the 16th, 2019. My inspection on the 23rd of September 2019 noted that the business was open to the public and yet a local business tax was not yet obtained. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence showing that Desired Image is within the city limits and also a screenshot of the no local business tax.
Without objection, the evidence will be admitted into the record.
At this time, I would like to submit an affidavit of compliance, and I'm just looking for a finding.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Without objection, the evidence will be admitted into the record.
Thank you.
Are there any questions of Ms. Smith?
I do have a question. I thought I heard you say that they had been out of compliance since 2015.
Yes, sir, that's correct.
Now that they're in compliance, what was the, did they pay all the back fees?
Yes, sir, they
Okay.
did. Ms. Santiago came in and talked to Ms. Sarah Sims at customer service, and she was back billed for those
Okay.
years that she didn't
Perfect.
pay it,
Thank
sir.
you.
Yes,
Stole
sir.
one of my questions, man. Just one,
Mr. Snellen,
just for my edification. So how do these,
is your mic?
I think it is, let me speak closer. So how are these businesses tracked as far as this business tax? And why would it be delinquent for 4 years?
Sir, I guess, we're given a delinquent local business tax every single year, and we follow up on it on our end. Somehow or another, maybe this one just slipped in the cracks. It wasn't detected until, like I said, Director Brony instructed me to perform that test of that whole entire plaza. Everybody else, and within that plaza, all the other businesses were current on their local business tax. This was the only one that was found that didn't have it.
Okay, yeah, thanks.
Yes, sir.
Any other questions? There being none, I call for a motion.
I'll make the motion. In case number 19-4296, City versus Ramja LLC, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on the property located at 13280 North 56th Street, Section 14-59, Local Business Tax. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from code enforcement officers only, no other witnesses, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and a notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
Second, all right. Is there any discussion? There being none, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? No nays.
Next case, case number 194518, City versus Janice Miller III LLC for the property located at 12702 North 53rd Street. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 810213B, exterior walls maintained in good repair, and Section 1055, site visibility triangle. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Officer Lori Smith. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Yes. For this case, there are no respondents present.
Point of order, Mr. Chair.
Excuse me, I'm sorry.
I thought we were going to take two cases at the same time, but
We are.
we're going to take them one after the other?
One after the other.
Okay.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening again, board members. This case this evening originated proactively on August the 13th, 2019, when I noted overgrown grass and weeds, vines on the south exterior wall, and the site visibility was obstructed by vegetation and mildew staining on the front exterior wall and south exterior wall. At that time, I left 3 door hangers with the reinspection date of August the 19th, 2019. On August the 26th, 2019, Director Barone did receive an email from the tenant, Haley Elliott, requesting additional time to bring the property into compliance. Director Barone granted her an extension to September the 2nd, 2019. My inspection on September the 3rd, 2019, noted the yard grass was mowed and the unmanicured vines were removed from the south exterior wall. However, the exterior wall staining and the site visibility remained out of compliance, therefore a notice of violation was prepared on September the 3rd with a compliance date of September the 9th, 2019. No one was at home, therefore I posted the notice at the front door and I requested copies be mailed certified and first-class mail. I also requested a copy to be posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. On September the 4th, the director did get an email from the tenant stating that she was apologetic and expressed the intention that she would bring the property into Starting at the corner, the site visibility triangle should measure 30 feet back down each street and create a line from those 2 points which forms a triangle, which is the site visibility triangle. The plants cannot be any taller than 3 feet measured from the road surface as not to block the view for traffic or pedestrians. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence of the violations that were taken by me on October the 3rd, 2019. Exhibit 1 shows the notice letter posted at the front door. Exhibit 2 shows the exterior front wall staining. Exhibit 3 shows the south exterior wall staining. Exhibit 4 shows the site visibility obstruction with vegetation.
Without objection, the evidence will be admitted into the record.
Thank you.
As of today's date, there has been no change. Therefore, the property remains out of compliance, and I'm seeking a ruling.
Are there any questions for Ms. Smith?
I have one.
Yes.
In this final photo here, is this the triangle that you're speaking about, the violation?
Yes.
The home is where in this?
The
photo?
home is on 53rd and 127th. It's the corner house on 53rd and 127th.
Oh, this is it right here.
No.
It's the one across the street.
Oh, okay.
Right.
Got it.
Yes, sir.
So how much work would be required to bring it into compliance? Would just shrubs have to be trimmed back?
Yes, sir.
That,
Yes, sir. It's viburnum, a hedge. It would need to be brought down probably a good 4 feet to bring it into compliance, at least far enough back where there's a sign that says 50th Street, no outlet. Those hedges would need to be down to at least 3 feet. I would take them down a little bit further, probably about 2.5, just to be safe, because they're probably going to grow back fairly quickly, and they would have to cut them again.
You'd have to trim the width of them too, right?
Yes, sir. But it's a dangerous
so
intersection.
it's just the shrubs, not the whatever, there's a concrete post or something?
No, sir. It's just the hedges. If the hedges were brought down to at least 3 feet, you would be able to see once you come to the stop sign, turning right especially.
Okay.
I was over there this morning. A lady was walking her dog. She heard me pull the car up and actually was peeking around the hedges so she could see around, because you just can't see past it.
And there was no attempt to improve after the renter said that she was going, the occupant said they were going to do some, finish the
No, sir, there wasn't. Like I said, there was originally 4 violations. They brought 2 into compliance. They asked for additional time. Director Barone had granted the extra time. No emails, no phone calls pertaining to the vegetation being overgrown or the wall standing, sir.
Director Barone, could you put that picture up with the block, the brick entry pylon?
Yeah, there you go.
That particular corner there, that's the entry to the neighborhood, and there's a pylon on both sides that match the entrance. And that's what this is. And then this is out on the, actually, it's on the easement, the bushes.
So is that,
This is the house over
right,
here.
yeah, my question is that, well, it's not an trade, who maintains that signage?
The signage is taken care of by the city.
That's on the easement.
That white signage there?
The one that says no outlet, sir?
No, the other one, the brick one.
The white brick.
We lost the picture there, sorry.
The column, the white column.
Sometimes we request the homeowner to maintain that, and if they don't, then we pressure wash it once a year.
So I guess my concern, Tom, is if we're maintaining that sign and those bushes are below that sign, that's not something that would fall back on us,
No, those bushes are
on their property? Okay. And so,
And they have to maintain that.
okay, so to corroborate Code Officer Smith's testimony, basically that the shrubbery should be back where you can see the bottom of that sign, the 50th Street sign, that pole?
Yes, sir. That's where the bushes need,
So it
the
should be
hedges
trimmed
need to
back
be.
so that we can see that metal pole,
Yes, sir, at least
and then it
back to
should
that
be-
point.
and it should be below that brick column that is the
Correct.
entranceway to the,
Oh, yes.
Yes,
well,
sir.
below that?
Much lower than that.
I just, so people, if anyone's seeing it and watching, we know.
The hedges are 6.5 feet high,
Yes, sir.
and they have to be brought down to 3 feet.
3 feet? Okay.
But
And
they're
then-
also impeding into the
Yes.
sidewalk.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was,
Hedges,
yeah.
both ways, they're way overgrown.
Okay. But for me, I just, visually, I should be able to see that silver pole there.
That's correct.
Okay.
Yep,
And that would keep it off the sidewalk.
yes, that's
Okay.
correct.
Any other questions?
I actually do, one more. The other case number for the same people,
We're going to handle that separate.
I thought it'd be useful if we knew if it was in compliance or not
No.
before we vote on
No,
the
we
money.
vote one case at a time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
Call for a motion.
I got it. In case number 19-1-4518, City versus, is it Janice? Is that correct, Janice? Janice Miller III LLC. I move that the city has proven by greater weight of the evidence the following violation of the city Temple Terrace City Code exists on the property located at 12702 North 53rd Street. Code section violations are Section 8-102, subsection 13, subsection B, and Section 12-1055. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer only, along with other evidence including photos, affidavits, and a notice of violations, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that said violations be created on or before November 13th, 2019. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that date, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violation continues past the date set for compliance. Upon consideration of the following factors, the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that a fine to be of $50 per day.
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any discussion? Call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, nay? No nays.
Next case will be case number 194912, City versus Janice Miller III LLC for property located at 12702 North 53rd Street. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 12860, inoperative vehicles, outdoor storage equipment. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Officer Lori Smith. City as evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, board members. Again, Lori Smith, Code Compliance. This case originated proactively on September the 3rd, 2019. My inspection revealed an inoperative vehicle with an expired registration on the driveway. At that time, I left a door hanger with a compliance date of the 5th of September, 2019. My inspection on September the 10th, 2019 revealed no change. Therefore, a notice of violation was prepared on the 16th of September with a compliance date of the 19th of September, 2019. No one was at home, so I posted the notice at the front door. I requested copies be mailed certified and first-class mail to the address. I also requested a copy be posted at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. My inspection on September the 27th, 2019 revealed no change. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence that was taken by me on the 27th of September 19 showing the violation. Exhibit 1 shows the notice letter posted at the front door. Exhibit 2 shows the inoperative vehicle with no current registration.
Without objection, the evidence will be admitted into the record.
Thank you.
At this time, I would like to submit an affidavit of compliance, and I'm just looking for a finding.
Without objection, the evidence will be admitted into the record.
Thank you.
Are there any further questions? If not, I'll call for a motion.
I'll make it. Okay. Case number 194912. I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on the property located at 12702 North 53rd Street and violation section 12-860 of the code sections. The motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer only, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and the notice of violation, all of which was received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
Second.
Motion and second. Any discussion? There being none, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? No nays.
Next case will be case number 194558, City versus Stephanie Michelle Bailey for the property located at 7704 Gulf Court. The case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 1034 sanitation, keep premises clean. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Officer Jose Silva. City as evidence that the notice of violation and notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, board members. Jose Silva, Co-Compliance Officer. This case originated proactively August 14th of 2019. My inspection at the time noted the front yard grass to be overgrown and debris accumulation in the front yard consisting of concrete, wood, and tree limbs. This time I left door hangers with a compliance date of August 19, 2019. My inspection on August 19, 2019 revealed the yard grass was cut, but the debris accumulation is still present in the front yard. So I completed a notice of violation with a compliance date of September 2nd, 2019. No one was home, so I posted a notice at the front door as well as City Hall. Also mailed copies both certified and regular mail to the address of the registered owner. My inspection on September 12th revealed the yard debris still present. This time I'd like to submit 2 photographs. The notice posted at the front door and the photograph from September 12th, 2019 showing the yard debris still in the front yard.
Without objection, the evidence will be admitted into the record.
Thank you.
As of today's date, the property has come into compliance. I would like to submit an affidavit of compliance. I'm asking for a finding.
Without objection, the evidence will be admitted into the record.
Thank you.
Are there any other questions?
I have
David?
one.
Go ahead, sir.
Just for my morbid curiosity. Have you, do you get any conversation with the property owner as to why it took nearly 2 months to get rid of a couple pieces of wood and some tree limbs?
The home is vacant,
Oh, okay,
so
okay.
she's not living there. There's no services at the residence, and drives by and picks up the notices and so forth as they're
Okay.
placed on the front
All
door.
right, that makes sense. Thank you.
Any other questions? There being none, call for a motion.
I'll make it. In case number 19-4558, City versus Stephanie Michelle Bailey, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exist on the property located at 7704 Golf Court. City Code violations, sections 10-34 sanitation. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer only, along with other evidence including photos, affidavits, and a notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that said excuse me,
What?
reading the wrong one. Motion is, okay, blah, blah, blah. The motion is based on the sworn testimony the board received from the code enforcement officer only, along with other evidence including photos, affidavits, and a notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that no fine be imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
So we have a motion and second by Mr. Snelling. Any discussion? There being none, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? No nays. For the record, the respondent was not present.
Next case will be case number 194940, City versus Robert and Lisa McNeil for the property located at 9406 Hidden Ridge Place. Case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 6.6 Animal Harboring, Non-Domestic. The case will be prosecuted this evening by Officer Doug Allen. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and the notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman and board members. Doug Allen, Code Compliance Officer. This case was originated by 2 anonymous citizen complaints on September 2nd, 2019. My inspection on September 3rd revealed evidence of non-domestic animals, primarily chickens, on the site. I went directly to a notice of violation with a reinspection date of September 10th, 2019. I posted the notice on the site. A notice was also posted at City Hall, and copies were mailed, both certified and regular mail, to the address of the owner of record. My reinspection on September 25th showed there was no changes at the site, so a notice of hearing was prepared on September 26th, and the case was scheduled for the October Municipal Code Board meeting. This time, I'd like to submit photographic evidence of the site taken by me on September 4th, 2019. Exhibit 1 shows the posting of the notice of violation.
Without objection, the evidence will be admitted into the record.
Thank you, sir.
The resident did contact me on October the 2nd, stating that he would be removing the chickens, but my inspection today revealed that the site is not in compliance, and I am requesting a ruling.
Not in compliance.
Not in compliance, yes, sir.
Any questions? There being none,
No, I did.
Do you have a
Yeah,
question?
yeah.
the silent one. Thanks.
Did he give you any indication why he has these chickens on the lot?
Yes, sir. Apparently his wife has some sort of health issues, and she feels that she gets some sort of therapeutic benefit by having the animals around, so
Service chickens.
he's been, yeah, I guess service chicken concept, I guess, would be the best way to describe it. So he's been lax to get rid of the chickens, I guess would be the best way to say it.
So now my next.
Reluctant.
Yeah. Is there any indication that he's got a coop or anything in which he's housing them, or are they just free roaming?
They seem to be pretty much free roaming. They're not overly visible, but there is somewhat visibility. There appears to be some sort of small structure, but it's, it's not, kind of hard to tell exactly what it is, but I'm assuming there's something to keep them out of the weather to some extent.
He had indicated to you that his intent was to
Remove the
move
chickens.
them.
But I had a complaint at that site before, and he's told me the same thing a couple of months before this, and the chickens
I did
stay.
think of a question.
Ms. McClellan.
So, the nature of the complaints, was it noise, or was it
Noise,
chasing
no,
other
noise.
children? Or?
No, because the chickens stay in the backyard, and it's
Okay.
fenced, and with a privacy fence all around it, so they don't, for lack of a better word, escape the confines of the yard. But there was at least one or possibly more roosters
A
who were a
rooster,
bit
okay.
vocal.
Yep, that would do it. Thanks.
Any further questions?
Maybe for the city attorney, but I don't know.
Point of order, Mr. Chair. I would remind the council, the code board rather, that whether it's one chicken, two chickens, one rooster, two roosters, it is a violation, no matter whether they have coops for them or not. We're not the city of
Yeah.
Tampa. Roosters, hens, pigeons,
Ducks,
ducks, you name it, are not allowed to be
goats?
kept in the city limits. No matter how you personally feel about that, it is a violation of the city code.
Correct.
My question about the coop was whether he was intending on keeping them, or he just going to have them there for a period of time. And since there seems to be a coop, it seems to be something that's not temporary in nature.
Well, they do seem, she also does seem to feed, like the little white ibises too, the native birds, but she'll feed those in the, I guess, in the front yard, or she may feed them in the backyard, I don't know. But, I do see sometimes a variety of those birds out there eating something.
But they are native.
But they are native, right? They're
So-
non,
With a little latitude, if I could, how does this fall on, how does the city view this, since, do they make a formal notice to you that it is a service animal? Because then there's disabilities. I mean, that's not our purview. We can find about here for the case, but I didn't know. Yeah, that's why I was saying it might be for you.
Service animals can only be dogs or small horses. Emotional support animals are something else. The
Okay.
only thing that's protected generally are service animals, and under the law, it's dogs and small horses. So, not chickens.
small horses.
Okay.
Okay. And again, that's not, we don't govern over that. I just wanted to check with you
I
before.
mean, if it was a service, if she had a small horse and it was a service animal, we would have to allow it.
Okay.
So.
Okay, any other questions? There being none, I call for a motion. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'll take it, I guess. In case number 19-4940, City versus Robert and Lisa McNeil, I move that the city has proven by a greater weight of the evidence that the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code exist in the property located at 9406 Hidden Ridge Place, in violation of Section 6-6, Animal Harboring, Non-Domestic. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer only, along with any other evidence, including photos, affidavits, and a notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that said violations be corrected on or before November 13, 2019. If the respondent does not comply with this order on or before that day, they are ordered to pay a fine for each and every day the violations continue past the date for compliance. Upon consideration of the following factors: the gravity of the violation, any actions taken by the violator to correct the violation, and any previous violations committed by the violator, I move that a fine of $50 per day be assessed.
Is there a second? We have a motion and a second by Mr. Snelling. Any discussion? There being none, call for a vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Nay? no nays.
And the fine was 50?
50 per day.
Our next case will be case number 195041, City versus Mark Wiseman for the property located at 513 Montrose Avenue. Case is before the board based on alleged violation of Section 10(3)B, sanitation grass weeds, and Section 12901, pools duty to maintain. Case will be prosecuted this evening by Director Tom Baroni. The city has evidence that the notice of violation and the notice of hearing were properly served.
Good evening, board members. Tom Baroni, Code Compliance. This case this evening did originate from a neighbor's complaint that I received on September 9, 2019. My inspection that same day noted overgrown conditions and a swimming pool contents unclean. I left 2 door hangers with a reinspection date of September 12, 2019. My reinspection on this September 13th noted no change. Therefore, a notice of violation was prepared with the compliance date of September 23, 2019, and I requested a copy to be sent out certified in first-class mail. I also posted a notice copy at the front door and to the unoccupied property and at City Hall for the 10-day requirement. My inspection on September 23rd revealed no change. At this time, I would like to submit photographic evidence that was taken by me on September 13, 2019. Exhibit number 1 shows my posting of the notice letter at the front door. Exhibit 2 shows the front yard overgrown. And exhibit number 3 shows the rear swimming pool contents unclean. I'd like to submit.
Without objection, the evidence will be admitted into the record.
Thank you, sir.
On September 30th, 2019, I did receive an email, a phone call from Mrs. Wiseman stating that she was out of the state for several months, helping her family. She did hire someone to maintain her yard, which they failed to do. My inspection on the 8th of October noted that the yard had been mowed and the pool is now clear.
Good.
Therefore, I am looking just for a finding, and I'd like to submit an affidavit of compliance.
Without objection, the evidence will be admitted into the record. And I,
Yes. Save me a trip.
are there any questions?
Just for clarification purposes, so the house is technically occupied,
Right.
and she just out of town?
They were up north since March of this year.
Okay.
And none of the neighbors knew what was going on, so the neighbors called me to say, what's going on with this property?
Yeah.
And when I went there, it looked like a foreclosure, believe it or
Yeah.
not. And then a notice was issued, and they came back to Temple Terrace, and there's all this mail at the front door. So the power was turned off and the water was turned off as well.
Really?
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Sounds like they left in a hurry.
Yeah, and the house is a beautiful house.
Yeah, it is.
It is.
Absolutely. it
Nice
is.
house.
Okay, but they're now in compliance?
Yes,
Okay.
Thank you.
okay.
Uh,
I'll do this one.
A motion? Okay,
Oh, I'm sorry.
go ahead.
In case number 19-5041, City versus Mark Wiseman, I move that the city has proven by greater weight of the evidence the following violations of the City of Temple Terrace City Code did exist on the property located at 513 Montrose Avenue. Section 10-3 subsection B, sanitation grass weeds, and Section 12-901, pools duty to maintain. This motion is based on the sworn testimony this board has received from the code enforcement officer, along with any other evidences, including photos, affidavits, the notice of violation, all of which is received and entered as part of the record of this hearing. I further move that there be no fine imposed because the violations were brought into compliance prior to the date of this hearing.
Second?
Second, motion second. Any discussion? There being none, call for a vote. Excuse me. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Nay? No nays.
Okay, unfinished business. Case number 19-1236, City versus Judith Cugat Valdez for the property located at 6109 Oak Fern Court. An affidavit of noncompliance was submitted by Officer Smith for Section 8, 102.13H and 10.3B dated September 12th, 2019. Case number 19-3378, City versus Alex Del Monte for the property located at 212 Park Ridge Avenue. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight. An affidavit of compliance was submitted by Officer Allen for Section 1034 dated October 8th, 2019. Case number 19-4186, City versus Judith Valdez Cugat for the property located at 6109 Oak Fern Court. The deadline for compliance is tonight at midnight. And then we can go on to the liens list review.
Yes.
Okay. So I have one case in compliance on the liens list. That's case number 19-1124, City versus Dabarash Santiago, 7720 Gulf Court. The rest of the cases are still out of compliance, and those are case number 050557B, City versus Jeffrey L. Rhodes and Vernica L. Rhodes, 708 Grand Circle. Case number 080292, City versus Christopher B. York, 7604 Leon Avenue. Case number 152510, City versus Coy Lee Berry Jr., 10014 North 52nd Street. Case number 160491, City versus Richard D. Warren and Deborah L. Warren, 108 Mission Hills Avenue. Case number 162397, City versus Dudley A. Black, 9408 Hidden Ridge Place. Case number 172613, City versus Dudley A. Black, 9408 Hidden Ridge Place. Case number 172746, City versus James Stephen Johnson and Glenda Johnson, 104 Holland Avenue. Case number 172786, City versus Anthony D. and Marcina L. Bobo, 7501 Okeechobee Court. Case number 183885, City versus Diplomat Property Manager LLC, 107 South Greenfield Avenue. Case number 190924, City versus James B. Burns, 602 Courtney Drive. And repeat case number 191924, City versus Craig Brunstein, 418 Ferncliff Avenue.
I have one question. Director Baroni, on the Dudley A. Black properties, is that abandoned?
No, I covered that zone for 12 years. Periodically, I would see somebody there, maybe twice or three times a month. I would see somebody there cutting the grass or whatever. It's kind of like an odd situation. I never approached them, never asked them what's going on, why you have two properties. Well, that's really none of my business. So, but I'm not really sure of that answer. So, but I've seen people at that property though.
Yeah, these two are they're both the same property. I was just curious because it's not homesteaded.
Right. I wish I had a better answer for you, but I do see somebody there periodically and to cut the grass and stuff.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Sure.
While he's up, I do have a couple.
Sure.
You may have answered this before, and I don't remember the answer, but
Okay.
we've got a number of these that are approaching or well over $100,000.
Sure.
Wouldn't they not be good candidates for a lien reduction hearing? And could we get it down? I mean, like for Nika Rhodes, she's quickly going to hit 400,000.
Right.
And we got the next one, Christopher York, is at over 400,000.
Right.
Could we reach out to them, and if they are in compliance?
We do reach out to them. The city clerk sends a letter to them stating what their lien is at the present time.
Yeah, but I think, if I got your letter,
Right.
and I had 400,000, that letter's going in the trash, because I'm thinking there's no way I can pay that. My house is only worth 250.
Yep.
Right? So, but if there's an opportunity to have a lien reduction hearing that gets that 386 down to something.
We did that several years ago
Yeah.
when Joe Gross was here.
Yeah.
It was a voluntary
Amnesty or something?
Yeah. Well, that might have been under Joe Damien.
Yeah.
Either one, but we
Joe
tried
Damien.
that, and I thought we only had
Okay.
one or two people that volunteered to come up forward, and it wasn't that great of a program. I mean,
Okay.
If I may.
From my opinion, that
Did
was,
this list used to be 2-3 pages long?
oh, yeah.
We did.
Oh, yeah.
In the
Oh,
past,
yeah.
past 2
Yeah, I know, it
years,
just-
Yeah,
with the
with
city
Pam-
attorney and.
with Pam's
has
help,
done
yes.
Yeah.
A great job at reaching out, and we've had some cases come before us that we were on there for a long period of time that.
Yes.
Well, and I know, I mean, I recall some of the violations that started the fines on these, and they're pretty easy to fix.
Yeah, yep.
Well, that's, I got
Yeah.
a question
Right.
on a couple of these.
Yeah.
Just remember that if the property's homesteaded, we can't
can't.
foreclose.
Oh, I know,
We
I know.
can't foreclose on that property.
I understand that,
So
and I'm not
some of
suggesting
these
we
property-
should.
No, I know, but some
Uh,
of these properties are homesteaded properties.
But if they've since, like for Nika Rose, there was a pool pump, okay?
Right.
So if she's since gotten the pool pump and the pool's not green anymore,
But-
it just seems to me that if for their being able to sleep at night, not, without having this $400,000 lien over their head.
Oh,
I
listen,
think they're currently in foreclosure.
Oh, they are? Okay,
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
been a long.
okay.
I mean, if we could get a volunteer group to go out there and take care of these issues and close the case.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then ask them to come forward.
Yeah.
I mean, we can't bring them forward until the property's in compliance.
Fine, so
So a lot of these are,
Still-
like
still
Mr. Warren's
out?
property on Mission Hills, that's an extensive roof issue
Yeah,
that's going
okay.
on. So, I mean, there's some big violations here as well. There's some minor ones, yes,
Yeah.
wall staining, stuff like that, but, I mean, if it was just grass,
Yeah.
sir, I say we'll go out there and cut the grass.
Yeah, I know, I understand,
You
but
know.
it just seems to me that it gets these, and I'm not blaming anybody, it just,
No, no.
that the fines get to a certain point where, okay, I give up.
Yeah, yep.
Because there's no way that Veronica and Jeffrey Rhodes are ever going to pay us $386,000. There's no way that Christopher York is ever going to pay us $414,000. And even if we foreclosed on their property, unless they're living on the river or something, I doubt that their
Right.
is worth the amount of the fine.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I have to add, though, that they were,
708 Grand Circle is in foreclosure on the 29th of this month.
Okay.
Right, okay, and that's a big one, that's another
Yeah.
300,000.
It's $386,000,
Right.
yeah.
So we will stop the case on that particular case and then reopen it to the new ownership.
Okay.
Okay, so that might come in front of the board again.
Okay.
Hopefully, we can get the pool, it's a pool violation?
It's a pull-by.
So, yeah, it's
Yeah,
a
so
it's a
hopefully
pool
we
pump,
can-
yeah, it's the
Yeah,
pump
hopefully
failed.
we can get that,
This started when I was chair,
right.
okay?
But like Sean said, the pages were 5 or 6 feet.
No, you guys have done a fantastic job.
Yeah,
Yeah, you guys have,
yeah.
I'm not,
No, I know that, I
Yeah.
don't take it no
yeah,
other way.
but it just seems to me that, and and we've been down this road before on some of these that, but it just, it's hard to look at some of these and know that
I know.
as a homeowner, if I got a fine that accrued for whatever reason of that amount of, that kind of money, I'm giving up, screw it,
know.
what are you gonna do,
but we did, with the amnesty program, the list was gone through to each of the people.
Yes.
And they were offered the opportunity to get into discussion.
Yeah.
And these people chose not to do
So
that.
they were here, so these violations were around for the last amnesty?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they chose not to?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yes.
thank you,
Speaking of, go
Yes.
ahead, you got a question?
okay.
Yeah. Are you gonna, I had some questions about some of these cases.
Go ahead.
You don't mind? You mentioned Warren, you must have read my mind. Is he was doing the work himself? Is that
He was.
progressing, or is it just
Well,
sitting
right now,
still?
the permit is expired, so he can no longer continue working on that property unless he opens up and gets a new permit.
And then I noticed this one here that's for inoperative vehicle on Holland,
Okay.
Johnson. And we just had somebody come in compliance with an inoperative vehicle. Do they just have like vehicles parked in their yard?
This vehicle is in the driveway, backed in, and it's a van, and he's got it
Been there
expired.
for over 2
Yeah,
years, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
and he's come into our office, and I've sat down with him and told him, all you gotta do is either remove the vehicle from the property or put a valid registration on the vehicle.
And then the one other one I had is Burns, hot, cold water. That's not a squatter, is it?
Give me,
It's 602 Courtney Drive?
No, sir.
Okay,
That's the actual owner.
okay.
Lives there. He's had an issue with paying his water bill, so that's why the
Okay.
meter was removed.
Okay, that's what I know we've had those before, where people have been in there and borrowing water from the neighbor.
Right.
I just want to make sure that wasn't one of these. Okay, I think that's all I had.
And, sir, to answer your question on the York one, that house is blighted, very bad.
Is it, okay?
It looks, I mean, in my personal opinion, probably needs to be knocked down eventually,
Okay,
because it's that bad.
okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And again, you guys, we all know that this has been a much larger list.
Yes.
And you guys have severely knocked it down, so thank you for that.
Thank you, guys. Director, do you have a couple of words? Okay.
Since we're throwing out some kudos, I just want to throw out some updates with my code staff of what we've accomplished so far in the last 10 months. I'm just going to throw out some numbers to you so you know that we are doing, my staff does a phenomenal job. So we've opened up since January 1st of this year, we've opened up 21 cases for local business taxes. Garbage accounts, we opened up 24 accounts. We reestablished in the system 24 accounts. We've got 3 commercial plazas right now that have been either repainted or they're in the process of being repainted. The one over by south of Dairy Queen, as you can see, they're repainting that right
Oh, yeah,
now. And Terrace Oaks Plaza, they just painted that over by Carrabba's. That was done about 4 or 5 months ago. We had 15 commercial properties with stained buffer walls. SunTrust Bank over here across the street, the funeral home. We've had numerous properties that had stained buffer walls, so that we've had them pressure wash it and paint it. So, and we've had 8 commercial properties with substandard landscaping. So it's like CVS, the hedges go around the perimeter. Sherwood Plaza over here across the street, they have new hedges that were just put in last week. So code staff has opened up this year so far 5,675 cases. We've also hit about 12 storefront windows at commercial properties where they either had 100% coverage of signs in the windows. They need to be brought down to 25%. So we try to bring them, and we try to be more business friendly. One of my biggest complaints when I took over was code enforcement. There's no breaks with code enforcement. It's, you know, they're hammering us. Why would anybody want to run a business or open up a business here? So we try to get them in between 25 and 50%. That's our goal. But when you have a plaza or window, 100%, I don't think there's any kind of curbside appeal, and this is my opinion, from the street looking at a plaza with all wigs or whatever. I just don't see any kind of curbside appeal to that. So it's kudos to my staff. I just think they do a phenomenal job for the city, and all the other city employees that do a phenomenal job. So
I just want to comment, add to your comment,
Yeah,
but
but-
comment to the community who is cooperating with code enforcement to
Yeah.
come into compliance, because we haven't had any of these 100% storefronts in for a year now at least.
yeah.
And that's great. I
Yeah.
just want to thank the people that are out there cooperating with.
Yeah. It's, and, you know, thank God we also have a lot of volunteer groups that help us out. We have probably about 6 to 8 volunteer groups. So that's preventing properties to coming here, because they're actually taking care of these people with hardships or elderly people, and they're going out there pressure washing the property, or they're, you know, mowing the grass. So it prevents something from leading to coming here. So it's kudos to them too.
Is that something that city council might recognize, those 6 or 8
We do.
groups?
We-
Do they-
Yeah, we
do
do.
they recognize them, council?
We've had some school groups, and the kids come to the council meeting, and
Great.
yes, the mayor gives them a nice certificate, and it's kudos to them too, you know, so. But thank you for your time.
If I could
Thank you.
just
Sure.
add on to that just a little bit. It wasn't that long ago that we also saw people taking advantage of your perceived absence on the weekends.
Yes.
And that has diminished immensely, so I
Yeah.
don't know if and I see you out there on the weekends, so.
Yes, on Saturdays, we're out there. And you know, the first thing somebody will say, you guys work weekends
Yeah.
now? And I go, oh, yeah, you know. So we do find, once in a while, people working without permits and stuff, and we see a little bit more yard parking on Saturday morning,
Yeah.
because
Well,
they don't
the
think
thing I
we're...
noticed mostly is the Saturday morning rug salesmen are not doing
Yes,
that
yeah.
anymore, and so.
And the signage, I don't know if you guys noticed that too, is These are snipe signs on the side of the
Yeah,
road.
absolutely.
My staff does a phenomenal job, and I think it's almost like graffiti, because if you see graffiti, somebody also put more graffiti to it. So if you see a sign there, somebody will put another sign there. So if you remove it, it doesn't want, the people just realize that the sign's not gonna last. And but thank you, though. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Any new business? There being none, call for an adjournment.
Make a motion
So
to
moved.
adjourn. Or so moved.
Second,
All in
whatever.
favor?
Aye.
Aye. No nays. Meeting is adjourned.
And just as a, with the dress code tonight.
code.
Yeah, hey, hey.
I let that be.